Hello there, welcome to an episode of Cooking with John. So I guess I've already cooked a little bit of salmon. Got some salmon here. Already got some rice cooked. That's right. That'll be another episode. I'll cook some rice. I wonder if they're going to have a kitchen in Kuwait where I can cook. I'm going to miss cooking. But cooking the way I cook is pretty easy, straightforward, not too busy. Get you in and out of the kitchen, and you have food for a couple days. Not just one day, you have food for a couple days. Yep, get a couple days. So what I got here is the hefty, stronger seal Ziploc bags with the zipper on it. I like the one with the zipper on it. That's right. Pretty good. Next thing I'm gonna pull out my New Orleans, right? New Orleans Cajun seasoning. A little bit of Cajun seasoning, and I'll bring that up there by wherever. They're probably the best makers of grills on the market. Okay. I got another good grill over there. It's called Camp Chef. That's another really good, whatever, Camp Chef. They're top of the line. Right there. Then I come on over here and break me out some salt. Give me some good old Morton salt. Salt's good for you, on contrary to what people believe. Too much salt's bad for you. Just don't freaking ice it down with salt, you know what I mean? Get some grapeseed oil. That was my little one. One of the stars of my show. Stars of my show. There's my little girls. Yep. This is girl 1 and girl 2. Well, you know what? That's the neighbor's kid.
Oh!
Yep. That's the neighbor's kid.
I come over almost every day.
And that's my gorgeous daughter. There you go. But again, like I was saying, rapeseed oil. I was told it doesn't break down under heat. I was told that olive oil, I usually use olive oil. And I was told that the olive oil breaks down under heat. So I'm going to go ahead and start using grapeseed oil because I like to try and stay healthy. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and pull over here. My daughter loves this. She really loves this. Where is this bad boy? Sometimes I don't show you my face, but it's not about the face. It's about the food, and it's about saving time in the kitchen. Cause the less time I can spend here, the more time I have to go out and fun. That's right. So what I'm looking for right now is some balsamic vinegar or some red wine. I get these at daggone Aldi's. I think I'm gonna go for the red wine tonight. I'm doing a little bit of chicken breast tonight. Put a little bit of red wine vinaigrette. Wonder if I got any red wine left. Check up in here. Man, I'm in luck. The other night I had me a whole bottle of this, man. I got laid out for 2 days. Woo-hoo! It's only like 4 proof. That's funny. That's dumb. Anyway, so I got my salt, my seasoning, my red wine vinaigrette, my cottonseed oil. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the dry mixture in there. I don't really measure it, but I take about 2 tablespoons of the seasoning and I throw it up on in here. Now, that's about 1.5 tablespoons. It don't matter. I want to make a couple pieces of chicken. They're good for a couple days. Yeah. I like putting stuff away as I use it because that way I don't have to use it twice. I don't get confused. Also, you know, I like putting some dried minced onions because I'm lazy. I don't like cutting it. Yeah, there's some dried minced onions. Also, you can also find it up in the market is the minced garlic. If you like that garlicky flavor, which I like that garlicky flavor. So I'm gonna throw all these ingredients together. Right now I put about a quarter teaspoon of salt into that seasoning, because that seasoning doesn't really have any salt in it. If you look at it, it's got low sodium. There's hardly any salt in it. I'll put this up on away. As I put things away, it tells me I've already used it. I ain't got to second guess myself. Come on in here, use about a half a teaspoon of this. Yeah, that's about a teaspoon. That's probably a full teaspoon of the minced onions. Oh, it don't fit in here. I bet you it goes up in here. Probably does. Then what I'm gonna put in here, put like about maybe a tablespoon of minced garlic. Put a tablespoon of minced garlic. And I do all these mixtures first before I put in the vinegar. Okay. So there we go. Put all that stuff away. Here I go. Take me a little break. Here we go.
Hey, so who decided that we needed a flash mob?
That's good. Alright, so then I use the vinaigrette right before I put the oil because I want to make the mixture mix together really well. So it's going to be a light based mixture, a really thin liquid. The oil, it keeps everything separated. Once it clings on to the particles in here, you'll notice if you do it in reverse order, the oil will cling on to the particles and kind of surround the particles, and then this can't get through and give it the flavor. This will start mixing all the ingredients together. This will help mix all the ingredients together. And I'm talking particles because I like science, so yeah. I'm a little sciencey guy. I like to try and understand the science behind cooking. I put like, I don't know, about 3 tablespoons, maybe 4 tablespoons of that red wine vinaigrette. Shut it down. I take a swig of 2 tablespoons of this white Pinot. Yep. Now once I got that mixture together, what I'm going to do is thoroughly blend it first before I put it in the oil. I blend those onions, garlic, get that flavor to start rolling around in here. Kind of warm up this little mixture so all those flavors start kind of rolling around. Yep, that's what we do. Now once you put that oil in there, it'll give it a little bit more volume. Also help you put an oil base on your chicken. Put like 6 tablespoons of this into there. Maybe a 1/4 cup of oil. Just start going through a lot of oil. So what you want to do is you want to get oils that's healthy for the body. And I was told the grapeseed oil doesn't break down under high heat. I was used to doing olive oil. So I'm going to give it a shot. You know, I like to try and stay healthy. I want to live a little bit longer. Give me a second. Yeah. I'm just doing this because I just wanted to find out, you know, how many people post this stuff, so I'm just doing my own. I mean, I do this every day. Somebody's gonna have to, you might want to enjoy this, you know. Somebody will probably visit my post and check it out. So I'm gonna target the chicken right now. Target, chase after the chicken. Come on in here. What I do is I box all my. I take my chicken and I box it up, put it up in the freezer. And then I have containers of chicken. So once some chicken's down there, then I go ahead and I break some chicken down, thaw out. Well, that chicken we're using that chicken. We use that chicken. So it's always constantly rotating when you're doing your shopping. But the idea is to become proficient at what you're doing, so you get streamlined. And you'll notice this chicken, I've cut it up. Okay, so this chicken is rather thin. It doesn't take too long to cook. It's pretty thin. You get those big, thick pieces of breast chicken, and what you want to do is you want to cut them up cut that chicken breast up into thin pieces of chicken. It cooks faster. And if you want more, you just grab more pieces of chicken. But with chicken, you're always constantly washing your hands. You always gotta wash your hands constantly. So, what I got in here is I got a mixture of Clorox. And, of course, I rinse my hands, but I got a mixture of Clorox and I got hand soap. Just constantly washing your hands, especially when you're dealing with chicken or fish. Yep. So at this point, I think I'm about ready to start marinating. I got my chicken in here in my bag. This idea was taken from an old shake and bake commercial back in the 60s. Now, so what you got here is you got the chicken. The chicken's already been prepped and cut, thinly cut, sliced. Alright, so you're marinating. The good thing about that vinaigrette, it's kind of acidy, so it brings the flavor into the chicken. Okay, so you don't have to really. It's good to let it sit overnight. You can let it sit overnight, you know, and that'll give it a stronger flavor of what you're cooking. Yes, but I mean, if you're in a hurry, you make that, and if there's any left over that's uncooked, put it back in the refrigerator, and you got it again for tomorrow, and you ain't got to work it. It's already done for you. You still got chicken for a few more days. You know, this is still a little bit frozen. You know, it's barely thawing out. You keep this in the refrigerator. And you got your bags all packed with the chicken already cut. That's right. I'll make another video on how to do that too. I guess I can find my own work to do here. Yep. So there you go. Got my chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands again. I feel like I touched something that's got chicken. Always washing your hands, you know. Constantly washing your hands. Yep. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on that fire on high. And I'm gonna have to change my pan. I like putting a little layer of oil. That's where my chicken is gonna ride. It's gonna ride on top of that oil. The oil gets warm and cooks the chicken. The chicken cooks on top of that oil, so you got a nice a thin layer of oil between the chicken and the pan. Because if you're just going with no oil, the chicken's gonna stick straight to the pan. The oil kind of keeps it from sticking to the pan. And I love this pan because this pan I can do whatever I want to it. And it works great. I can make some mean eggs over medium on this bad boy right there. You think, oh, it's gonna stick? Not when I make it. When I make it, that doesn't stick at all. Yep. And for this, I got some rice for this. See that rice right there? That rice right there took me a couple meals, like 2 or 3, maybe 4 meals with that rice, feeding the family. About 2 meals with that bowl of rice. That's like 2 cups of rice. It lasts for about 2 days. Family of 4. Just depends on how your people eat. But when you hear that pan sizzling like that a little bit in little areas, or you take a little bit of water, you throw it in there, And here it says one like that. You bring it down to a number 4. Right there, just like that. And the thing about cooking is about hydrating and rehydrating. Right now, the marinated, hydrated the chicken with the flavors that you want. And what we're going to do is dehydrate it so it seals the flavors in with the oil. So we're hydrating and dehydrating. The heat cooks the chicken, removing the water from the chicken. And you see that water coming out in the form of steam. So right now it's going into the dehydration or cooking process. And here I can get some more chicken, put some more marinade in there, put it in the marinade. That'd be just fine. I gotta wash my hands again. Constantly washing your hands. That's right. So we're constantly washing the hands. I put my cover back on there because this helps me know that the chicken's cooked through and through. Speeds up the process. You got one side of the chicken that's going to get cooked, and the other side of the chicken is going to get cooked. So we're speeding up the process. Okay, I'll press pause. Come back to you here in a moment. While I press pause, I'm going to go ahead and switch over and clean the dishes that I made, put everything away. That way I ain't got to be in the kitchen any longer than I have to. Like I said, that leftover marinade, you can go ahead and put some more chicken in there. And since I ain't going to cook it, kind of fold it up. Put it in the container. I got some for tomorrow. There you go. So let's take a look over here. Let's check this out. Okay, again, you're going to see that steam come off. That's the dehydration process. We're dehydrating that chicken. I already flipped one over. We're going to flip the other one over. By having that cover on there, I ensure that that chicken's cooking through and through. Okay? A lot of people, they get nervous about not cooking the chicken all the way and they question it. But if you put it on top for like 5 or 6 minutes while they're cooking on the bottom, it's also cooking on the top, so it's cooking all the way through the chicken. Alright, and once you turn it over, it'll finish cooking up through. Just for an extra measure, you can go ahead and put the cap back on. Alright, wait for a few more minutes now. Right now, during this time, you can go ahead and keep doing some dishes. Here we are back again. We're in the dehydration process or the cooking process. It looks about done, if you ask me. Smells good. You can smell the seasoning there. That's really good. Man, that smells good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prep me a plate. Tiny little plate. Oh yeah. Here we go. That's what I like about this pan. I can do whatever I want with it. And look, every time, it's cooked through and through every time. Look at that. That bad boy is cooked through and through. That's beautiful. And it's juicy. Grab me a small piece right here. Throw that chicken right there. That's right. Give me some of that white rice. Sometimes I take that rice. You know what? I'll show you. I can pull off this chicken. I'll show you what I do with that rice sometimes. If I want some fried rice. And this is delish. I'll take me a scoop or two of rice. Whatever I'm going to eat. Throw it straight into that chicken. That chicken juice that I just finished cooking up in there. Alright? Now remember what I said, it's about hydrating and dehydrating. Hydrating and dehydrating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little water in there so that the flavors will go through that rice. Steam up through that rice. Turn that fire back on. Again, I put it up on high until I can hear it frying. What I'm doing here is I want it to rehydrate the rice, and then I'm going to go through a process of dehydrating. Okay, so I got that chicken juice mixed up with my rice. I see the bubbles. Turn down the flame to about number 2. And we're going to let it steam there for a little while. About 4 or 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes. We'll let it steam. Alright, so we're back. Rice has been on low. See that steam come off? We're dehydrating the rice, but the rice is all fluffy and soft. Giving it a nice little mixture. Look at that. Yep. What I do, I don't mix all the grease in there. I get it so it's like two-tone color right there. This is beautiful. It's perfect. Love it. Gotta love this stuff. Gotta love to cook, man. Put a little bit of chicken on there. A little bit of rice. Woo! Again, since you mixed it with the chicken grease, you know you can't let this sit there overnight. You gotta get rid of it or it turns to poison. I don't just like letting it sit there overnight. But this right here is delish. I'm gonna rinse that pork out. I'm gonna give this a try. First, I'm gonna go ahead and try the rice, because that's the scariest thing I guess you saw, is that rice cooking in that grease. But I tell you what, that chicken stuff ain't that bad, so you would eat it cooked or not. Oh boy, that tastes like fried rice to me. Really good. Don't forget, you gotta play back and forth with your seasoning, your salt. 1/4 teaspoon, a little bit over a 1/4 teaspoon, 1/8 of a teaspoon, you know, just back and forth. Or no salt at all. You know, some people just don't like it with salt. Let's try that chicken. See what that chicken tastes like. Oh boy, moment of truth here. Oh, throw that rice in there. Oh man, can't get enough. Didn't take but 22 minutes. And you cook for like, in 30 minutes, I could probably have me a feast for about 6 people. You got rice, chicken, you got your carbs, you got your chicken. You can throw up some greens if you want. Plenty of greens in there. Greens is easy, you just put them in a bowl. Get some vinaigrette or some Italian seasoning. Mix them with the vinaigrette, and there's your salad dressing. Nothing fattening here. It only becomes fattening when you eat twice the amount. That's why I like doing fitness, man, because I like to eat. Alright, I'll see you on my next episode.